The Sky Council's grand chamber stood silent, save for the soft hum of the ambient energy fields maintaining the atmosphere of the station. Across the room, the Arcanor officers dragged the lone figure forward. Her small frame, barely 10 cycles old by human standards, was shackled. Her once white tunic now stained with blood and dirt. The child staggered under the weight of the chains that bound her, eyes wide and terrified, yet undaunted. Ambassador Draxel of the Arcanor stood at the podium, his massive insectoid form towering above the delegates of the 57 species who gathered from across 5 galactic sectors. His antennae twitched in irritation. "This is the result of your recklessness," he boomed, his voice laced with venom. "The human colony on Epsilon 9 has violated the peace agreement by infiltrating the restricted zones. We have captured one of their progeny." The chamber filled with uneasy whispers as various species squirmed in their seats. The Velpiri delegates, their crystalline bodies shimmering in the dim light, watched with muted disdain. The aquadrakes, water-breathing creatures, gurgled in their respiratory chambers as they exchanged glances. Draxel's cold eyes fixed on the human child, who winced under his gaze. This insignificant creature is the one you would defend. The same species that endangered the entire sector with their insufferable expansionist creed. The child, Juno, kept her head low, but her eyes, though filled with fear, flickered with a hidden defiance. Before anyone could react, the chamber's reinforced doors exploded, not as a metaphor, but in a literal burst of light and energy. The room was filled with the sound of shattering titanium as a single figure strode through the wreckage. Captain Celine Cole, the last of humanity's top-tier operatives, stepped into the room. She was clad in simple, unadorned combat fatigues. No ceremonial garb, no diplomatic armor, just the cold, calculated presence of someone who had seen countless battles. Her long, dark hair, pulled back into a tight ponytail, whipped behind her as she moved. Her expression was as cold as the void between the stars. The silence in the room was deafening, but it was shattered by Celine's calm voice. "Release the child," she said, her tone low but powerful. Her words carried no amplification, no theatrical flair, yet every delegate in the room could feel the weight of them, resonating deep in their very bones. Some delegates later swore they could hear her voice echo in their minds, reverberating through their neural networks. Draxel, the Arcanor ambassador, was the first to recover from his surprise. His multi-eyed gaze turned on Celine. "You are gravely mistaken, human. You think you can simply walk in here and dictate terms." Celine didn't flinch. "I think you're underestimating humanity's resolve." With no more words, her left hand moved. In an instant, a small object appeared in her grip. Control device, its red light blinking ominously. The air seemed to freeze. "I've taken control of your entire fleet," she said, as if discussing the weather. "All 27 of your warships orbiting the station are now under my command. A single command from me, and you'll be scrambling to contain the cascade of antimatter reactions." A hushed murmur spread across the room, and a delegate from the Anaxians, known for their intellectual cunning, leaned forward. "You cannot be serious. You'll destroy yourself. Destroy everyone here." Celine's eyes narrowed. "For you, it would be a tactical loss. For me, It would be a point of principle, but I wouldn't call it a sacrifice. The Arcanor officer, standing nearby, quickly checked his instruments, his trembling voice barely audible. Sir, the reactors, they're going into critical overload. Draxel hissed in disbelief. Impossible. Is it? Celine replied, a ghost of a smile playing on her lips. Check again. I'm holding every single reactor's core. In my hands. All 27 ships. You've crossed the line, Ambassador. The chamber was silent once more. The Arcanor, once confident in their superiority, now found themselves at the mercy of a single human. You're making a mistake, Draxel snarled, his mandibles clicking with fury. You're threatening to annihilate us over a single child, one insignificant human, your species. You cannot comprehend the weight of your actions. Celine's eyes locked onto his with a look so cold, so piercing, it could have cracked the foundations of the station. You're right, she said softly. I don't comprehend it. She took a step forward, and then another. Her movement was deliberate, the quiet calm of a force, unstoppable. But my species, we don't fight for strategy. We don't fight for resources. We don't fight for power. Her voice dropped to a whisper, but somehow it reached every corner of the room. We fight for the weak. We fight for the helpless. We fight for the children. She moved closer to the trembling figure of the ambassador, who took a step back. Now, Celine continued, you will release the child. You will release Juno. You will recognize humanity's right to protect her, to protect every child, no matter what. Draxel's eyes widened, his mandibles frozen in disbelief. The delegates, once poised in their seats, now shifted uneasily. With a reluctant hiss, Draxel ordered, release her. The chains fell away with a clatter, and the small human girl, Juno, collapsed into Celine's arms. The moment was not just a victory, it was a statement. Celine stood tall, Juno now cradled safely in her arms. You've made the right choice, Ambassador, Celine said, her voice resonating with quiet power. And don't forget, if you ever touch one of ours again, I won't be here to talk. You'll feel the weight of every life we've ever fought for. Turn to leave. The broken doors, now a symbol of the shattered peace that had once reigned in this chamber. As the room fell into a stunned silence, one delegate, the leader of the Methorans, spoke up. The humans, they're not like us. They don't value the galaxy. They don't value our laws. He paused, his voice filled with both awe and fear. They value something else, something deeper. The words hung in the air, heavy with the truth that all the galaxies in the universe would come to realize too late. Humanity was not bound by logic or treaties. They were bound by a code far more terrifying, their unyielding will to protect their own, no matter the cost. And the cost, it would always be the galaxy itself. Humanity's power isn't just in our weapons, it's in our unwavering will to protect what matters most. If you believe in fighting for the powerless, standing up for what's right, and challenging the impossible, join the movement. Subscribe now and witness the true strength of humanity. Don't just watch history, be part of it.